Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. So welcome to Thankful Thursday. I don't really know what I'm going to talk about today, but I do have a couple ideas. And I know that everybody likes the verse in the beginning and that people have really liked the prayer. So I would like to continue that. I know the ratings don't come up as high, but that's okay. A lot of times people don't like to hear about God or, I don't know, but this is my channel, and I hope that you respect my beliefs and my faith. And, you know, if it's something that goes against yours, then you don't have to watch this video. And I completely understand that. I do. We live in a free country, and you can do as you wish. You do you, boo. All right. So I was talking to someone yesterday, a couple of somebodies, and the one doesn't watch my videos anymore. I know that she doesn't, so. I was told that, you know, why do you do so much for people and they don't appreciate you? And I told her, yes, they do. But appreciation doesn't always mean payback. Does that make sense? And that sometimes you got to let people fall, and I agree, sometimes they do have to fall. But I don't think that... I talked to my son, who's the atheist, and he was like, Mom, you believing in God and Jesus and all this, he goes, that's you. He goes, that's what you've always done. And he says, don't change that about you. And he's right, so I'm not going to. And do some people take advantage? Sometimes, sure they do. You know, that's life. So my verse today is Luke 6:36. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. I don't think God ever turned us away because we did wrong or we, you know, but if we don't treat people the way that we want to be treated or do things for others if they're in need, don't think he's going to look too good on that. There isn't always got to be a payback. Sometimes your payback is, well, we'll get more into that in a minute. Start talking now and I won't shut up. So let's start this with a prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for being in all of our lives today and for all of us that got to wake up, even if it was in pain. I appreciate you. I love you and I thank you for that. I love you for giving us the heart of giving. The heart of receiving as well, but the heart of giving. That we give sometimes, even if it hurts a little bit, we give. And I don't mean just monetary things. I mean when we give our hearts, we give our time, our efforts, whatever it might be. We do that knowing that we're supposed to and we're called to be of service to you. And when we're a service to you, we're doing that by being service to others. We can't get to you other than through Jesus. And I don't think you'd look too kindly if we didn't do for others as you would be more than willing to do for us. I ask too that you, those people that are big givers, I ask that you reward them, even if it's just with a smile, and make them feel happy in their hearts that they've helped and they've done something for someone. I ask that you wrap your arms around everyone that's about to have surgery. There's quite a few. And people that are suffering cancer and illnesses and financial problems and emotional problems. And I've got a friend of mine that she's going through all that right now. And I ask that you hold her tight to your chest and help her get through all of this. She's lost so much this year. I ask that you hold her tight. For all the rest of us, we all go through our own individual crisis, and we ask that you please wrap your arms around us and keep us tight and know that we've got you. You know, no matter what we go through, we know that we've got you on our shoulder and our back, and that you're there, you're standing there. Like the saying, the footprints in the sand. I do believe you carry us when we can't carry ourselves anymore and when we're not strong enough to do it on our own. Because you did say you'd never give us too much that we couldn't bear. So I believe that you pick us up and you carry us. We may not feel it physically, but we know that you are. So I ask all of these things in your name. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so that was a little bit mushy, I guess. I only say what comes out. So we've been doing 5-ingredient week all week. And so you'll see her as Mowgli in the comments, but she does have a name. Her name is Marsha. And she is a fantastic cook. She posts stuff on my Facebook, and she sends me recipes, and I've tried a few of them, and they've been really, really good. So she says, I've got a 5-ingredient dessert for you. Well, I thought, you know what? We're going to do that for Thankful Thursday, because it can't be bad if she sends it to me. I'm telling you. So we're going to make a German chocolate inside-outside cake. No oil is needed. So we're going to take a German chocolate cake mix. If you make your own, use that. I don't even think I've seen where I could make my own, but maybe there is. And we're going to use that cake mix. Then we're going to use a cup of water. And then, how about this? We're going to add an entire canister of your coconut pecan, or people would call it your, German chocolate frosting. We're going to add an entire can to that. I know, right? But if she says it's good and she sent me a picture of her cooking it, it's got to be good. And then we need 4 eggs. And yes, I'll start saving these eggs again to do more calcium powder. Alrighty. I really do try to not make these videos as long, but then I get to talking and feels like I gave you another cup of coffee, and then I have no choice. I just have to sit there and and gab. That's just who I am. I'm a talker. And we're going to mix all of that together. I didn't know if we could use a mixer, so I'm not doing that, because it didn't say. I imagine you could. And it'd probably be a little bit easier. So while I'm stirring it, we can talk a little bit. So, I think that we do things for people because, I always say it's for Christianity, but actually that's not true. Well, it is, but not. Okay. We do those things because we feel God has called us to do those things. But at the same time, I think we do it for self-gratification. We do it because we were raised that way. I mean, I think there's a whole range of reasons why we help people. It could be the way you're raised. Like I raised my boys to be of service to people. And not just in a Christian way. I mean, like, you see somebody down, you help them. You do for them, You see a person that needs the door opened, you open it. You shake a man's hand, you help a lady unload groceries, just things like that. Like I was told that, by this person that by taking AJ out to do the homeless thing, they said it a long time ago, but that it's a show off, and it's not. It is to actually teach other people to be giving, and then what things that they could do for with their grandkids or children to do it. And if you look at AJ's face, I mean, you can't buy that look. He is so proud of himself, and this might get me teary-eyed. When he goes up, When he goes up to a homeless person, they stink really bad. And they're dirty. And they're all different colors of people. They're all different situations. He walks up to them. And if they want to shake his hand or hug him, he does. If they strike up a conversation with him, he talks to them. Do you know what that's teaching that little boy? That's incredible. His dad doesn't believe in God, so he's not being taught that. So he's being taught human things to do for other people. And that's something I think is important to do. Now, is there a time and a point when people are taking advantage of you? Absolutely. Do you still keep doing for them? Probably. There's crazy ones in all of us. But if we looked for a payback for everything that we ever do for anybody, this world would be a crappy place. It's already a crappy place, and sometimes, you know, but if everybody looked for what they get back in return for if they do something good for somebody, I can't even imagine that world. I don't want to live in that world. I don't. Sorry. We're going to use our Bundt pan, and we're going to spray it really good. I may not flip it over today because I'll tell you, last time I flipped it too soon. I mean, it worked, but I scratched my pan up really bad. So I may not do that. All right. So now we're going to get that poured into the pan. Look at this. Oh, man. You know, it's really funny. This is my youngest one's favorite cake. And I asked him, can you take anything with you? And he goes, I really don't have room, Mom. And I was making this cake today. I thought, boy, I could send that with him. But he's like, I didn't realize so many people were going to be in the same Airbnb. So he probably won't have room for all that stuff either. And his car is always loaded with all kinds of tools and everything, so he may not have room. But that's okay. I can make it when he gets back again, if he wants some. And his birthday's next month, so we'll see what he requests. All right. So now we're going to put this in a 325 oven for 1 hour. But, you know, everybody's oven is different. So make sure you check it, you know. Don't let it just burn out. That wouldn't be good. And I forgot where I left off. My son was texting me, so I was answering him back. Funny how we drop things just for our kids, isn't it? But thinking about him, if you could put him in your prayers, he'll be leaving this weekend to go to Pennsylvania. And actually, he'll be gone almost 3 weeks. I have sun withdrawal. And I was thinking, I just made this for another video. Maybe, I know he can't fit much in his car, but maybe I'll send that with him so he has a little bit of something from home. But if you could pray for him, it'd be great. I'm sure you've heard me call him Robert, Bobby. I also call him Rooney, which that was his nickname from back when he was a baby. But anyway. So this person also said that sometimes you give and you give and you give and it hurts. And it takes away from your peace. And she's right. It does. But honestly, I'm not cooking right now, so I'm touching my hair. For that person that will come in there and she touched her hair. Anyways. But when we sin every day and we do horrible things every day, not that we do, but, you know, other people. And I wonder how much peace that takes away from God. Just saying. Sometimes life isn't comfortable. It doesn't matter if it's bills or whatever. Sometimes life is just not comfortable. Sometimes the richest of people, I've seen that verse too, but sometimes the richest of people are the most miserable. And they could buy anything they wanted in this world, and they could be as, you know, fancy free as they wanted to be and relax all the time and whatever. Doesn't mean they have a better life. Absolutely not. Because you know what? My house, we're not poor, but we're certainly not rich. I don't think we're even considered middle class anymore. We're below that. But, you know, there is one thing in my home that money can't buy. I have an amazing husband. He has an amazing wife. We have good friends. We have our YouTube friends. We have our YouTube family. We have 3 beautiful sons, a wonderful daughter-in-law, and hopefully someday another daughter-in-law, a couple of them. We have 2 amazing, well, you guys have seen them both. They're both beautiful grandsons. So we have more in this house than any millionaire. I don't have to pay my kids to come here. I don't have to give them fancy dowries or, you know, anything like that. They come on their own. And, you know, do I do for them? Of course. Tomorrow, Mommy is picking up my oldest son. I call him, his name is Christopher, but I call him Bug. I'm picking up Bug. And we live in Lansing, and he lives on the west side. And Mommy's got to pick him up and have him to the Flint airport at 4:30 in the morning. And if Bobby has to work real early tomorrow because Courtney's working, then I guess Grandma will stop and pick up the 2 kids. We'll be off to Flint. So Mommy does stuff too. But you know what? If I asked them for something, I'm sure they would do it too. But there really isn't much that we need of them. Just their love. You know, like the rest of us parents, you know. Like they're like, what can I bring for Christmas dinner? Do you want me to bring anything? Well, really, they don't ask that either. But if they do, you're like, just bring yourself, you know. Mom, I didn't have money to buy Christmas presents. Just bring yourself. I don't think they realize just how much their time means to us now. And especially, well, any mom, any dad. But when we had to work when they were little, and, you know, you thought, okay, things are going to settle down and I'll get more time with them. And it seemed like every year that they grow up, the less and less time you get with them. Like I remember my sister saying after the divorce, you're never alone. You've got your 2 boys. And I'm like, have you raised teenagers? Like, hello? They don't want to spend time with kicking it with you. You know, they got friends and video games and activities to go do and whatever. So you sit in your room by yourself because, you know what? They're using the living room TV. You know, I mean, really? You know, they start pulling away and we forget about what we did to our parents. And they start pulling away at the proper ages, and they do, and they want to be a little bit more independent and whatever. And it's like, what is that one song? Growing up just like me, Dad. You know that one? And then when you do have a little bit more time, then they don't. So any minutes that you can get with those kids and those grandkids, you just like, oh, you get like a giddy teenager. Come on over. Or like that little kid goes, Mommy, can Tommy come over and play? Yeah. It's like, can Bobby come play or can Christopher come play? Just for a minute. Come on. I know. I'm goofy. That's okay. Somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me. I used to tell people, you know, believe it or not, even though I was a big girl, very seldom did I ever get teased. You know, very seldom. But I always thought about it, you know, if they're teasing me, they're leaving somebody else alone, so I really don't care. And then, like, when somebody'd come up and go, you're fat. Really? Thank you for that information. I did not know that till now. Oh my gosh, I learned something today. Couldn't come any more constructive than that. So when people tease, you know, and they call it bullying now, but and some kids are really mean. But I'm like, you couldn't come up with something better than that? And I remember seeing that shirt. I'm fat, but you're ugly, and I can lose weight. I love that t-shirt. I should have gotten that. Oh my gosh. I love that one. I'm fat, you're ugly, but I can lose weight. Anyways, next week, what I'm going to do, hopefully, is it's not going to be all weird food, but there's going to be a couple of them in there. But it's going to be kind of fun food. I haven't picked up the whole menu yet, so I'm not quite sure how to describe it. It's just going to be a different kind of week. There is one thing I'm going to throw in there that was requested that I've been kind of hungry for, and I've been trying to do a soup a week. And I think I'll throw that one in there because, well, I'm kind of hungry for it. So, guess that's my channel. I can change it. Anyways, I've got quite a few. I've got a couple of reviews to do. They're so much fun. And I need to do a review on my hydroponic thing. Everything is sprouting. I did not think it'd work, and it's sprouting, and I'm like so excited. Not sure if we're going to just let it grow in there, if we're going to replant it outside. Tom says he's going to get my greenhouse cleaned out this weekend because we would like to go somewhere on Monday, and I have to call her and find out. So if you're watching, my northern friend, I'm going to be calling you after this video. Well, shoot, she won't know that until after, will she? That was a waste of breath. But anyways, so my thing for today is, I guess, love, compassion, understanding, the ability to give of yourself. I don't think you should be used, and some people do, and yeah, I have a couple people that do that too, but you know, that's life. That's life. So with love and compassion, and I don't think we need to give till it hurts. And when I say give, I don't mean money, because right now, like, every fire department, police department, breast thing, everybody's calling me for money, and I'm like, if I had the money, I would donate it. But I don't have any money right now. Hello, I don't have any money. So I feel really bad. But it isn't always your money. Sometimes it's your time. You know how I say, be a blessing, even if it's just a smile. You know, sometimes people that need you, could they use your money? Sure, they could. But sometimes it's just lending an ear. Sometimes it's just hearing them. Sometimes it's letting them know that they mean something to somebody. I think that's why one of the reasons I like what me and AJ do. We're going to do that again in June, by the way. And I'll let you know what I need, and I'll put it on my wish list. But, you know, we for a minute let those people not stand in a food line. They're not standing there waiting for something, you know, like, because that's what they do. They make them stand in line for the food, for their clothes, for everything, you know. For 1 minute, or a few minutes of AJ's starts just gabbing, and he gabs just like Grandma. For those few minutes, they're another human being. Yes, they are getting stuff. Don't get me wrong. But that person actually cares about them. You know what I mean? And they make them feel human. They make them feel like they're important and they exist. And I think that's what I like most about it. I got a fly in my house already. Ugh. I have a deal with them. No bugs, no rodents. They come into my house, they don't live. They stay outside, they're fine. Just don't come in here. But anyways, sometimes it's just listening to somebody. Sometimes it's just, you know, smiling at them. Sometimes it's a hug. Do you know, a couple of years ago, I took a picture of it. I don't think I have it anymore because I was making room in my phone, but there was these two guys standing on the corner, and they had like a little tent thing, and they said free hugs. And I pulled in there, and Tom goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I'm going to go get me a free hug." And you know, those guys, they hugged me tight. And I mean, they were clean guys. They were nice guys, you could tell. And then I hugged the second one, and he gave just as good a hug. Because you know, sometimes those hugs are just like, you know, that burly one, like you just feel like you're being like sucked right in. Yeah, like that. And it felt good. And, you know, they had something else about the sign, pass it on and whatever. Or you see those shorts on Facebook where it goes free hugs, you know, or the guy goes like this to try to get a hug. I wonder how many people really truthfully go by and they don't do anything. That's horrible. But anyway, I know that we're in a society that we have to fear so much, but sometimes a hug's not a bad thing. You know, and sometimes people just need a slap on the back and go, you know what, you're doing great. Like Jack the other day when he was over here cooking. He's going to be doing more and more on his own. You know what I mean? I can't hold his hand forever. I'm not booting him out, nothing like that. But with him, with his lifestyle change now, he needs to learn to do things for himself as well. So I'm not trying to pat anybody on the back a million times, but like Jack, he needs that encouragement that he knows that what he's doing is good and it's right. And I want to be the person that does that for him because he trusts me and he knows I got his back. So, you know, giving can be things like, I don't know about you, but I got a lot of crap in my house that does not need to be here. You know, you can donate those things or find a family that needs those things. Put them on, you know, Facebook Marketplace for free, you know, especially baby clothes or clothes, things that people need, you know, kitchen goods, whatever that you don't need. If you're not needing the money for them, you can always find people. Like we have this buy nothing thing. My daughter-in-law, she brought me to attention to it. And sometimes people will ask like, you know, I'm out of formula. I don't have any money till Friday. Or I want to get my daughter a Christmas present, but I can't afford it. You know, I'm short this or I'm short that, whatever. And, you know, you can give away a lot of things that you really don't want by doing that. So check that in your area. And not only that, but if there's things that you really, really need, then you can put that out there and maybe get that back as well. Because I think that, you know, even if we don't know the person that may be helping you or you're helping them, I mean, what's the pain in that? I gotta keep moving because that sciatic is really bothering me today. Anyways, you know, I just think the main thing, and I don't know, it just hit me wrong. And then my son, you know, the atheist of all people, like bring me back and they're like, Mom, I've taken in nieces and nephews that their parents couldn't take care of them. I've taken in people I didn't even know. I've done things like that my whole life, and it's just who I am. I don't know where I got it from. I mean, I really don't. I just think that's built into our hearts, maybe. You know, my grandparents were like that too. They'd give you the shirt off their back. That's just the way they were. You know what I mean? And maybe that's where I got it from. I don't know. My mom, she donated her time to AIDS Network over by her old shop once. A few times every month she'd do it, like when they did a distribution of food. But her and my dad weren't the really, like, donate your time kind of people or anything like that. So maybe we got it from our grandparents. I don't know. I'm sure rambling a lot. Sorry. But, I think as human beings, we just have to remember, you know, especially if we're Christians or whatever faith you preach, you know, you follow. Like, we want that person that we believe is God or, you know, whatever they consider them. We want them to forgive us, and we want them to accept us as dirty as we can be sometimes, and as sinful as we are sometimes. But yet we're not willing to do that too. I guess it doesn't make sense to me. Like, how do you expect to be forgiven if you don't forgive? You know what I mean? How do you expect, you know, to have this amazing life if you're not willing to do? I don't know. I'm just babbling on. Good thing the coffee ain't on right now, because, you know, we'd be in trouble. I really am sorry I take so much of you guys' time. It's crazy. Then I'll still have my dinner video tonight, which is going to be a quick and easy one because it was a request too. And I love it so. And then we're going to do something with the leftovers tomorrow from Uncle Charlie's recipe. So that should be really good. I like his recipes. I love Charlie. He's great. I just want to tell you guys, you know what? I see what you do in the comments. Like, when somebody's going to have surgery or someone needs prayers or whatever, you guys are right there. Like, I got you. You know, I'm praying for you. When I say I've got the best community, I truly do. Like, you guys really look out for each other. You look out for me. You protect me. You protect other people, you know, and for us not being able to just like reach out and touch somebody, you know, that's incredible. Do you know how hard that is to find on an internet channel? We have people that I would really consider my friend and my family, and it's just like, I don't know how you found me, but I thank you that you did, and I'm glad that there's some people like Carmen, she's been with me since like day one. She's going through a lot, so keep her in your prayers. She is really going through a lot, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it could turn out very, very bad. And I hope that it doesn't, because she's got that brand new baby, you know. He's a little over a year old now. So pray for her. Keep her in your prayers. But you guys are great. I honestly am so thankful that I started my channel. Because in this ugly world, you guys are truly showing me a lot of beauty in this world too. And gave me back a lot of faith in people because of you guys. You're pretty awesome. You're pretty awesome. So, we're going to finish up this cake. And I'm going to stop crying like a little girl and little baby and, you know, taking up so much of your time, because your time is precious too. But thank you again. Thank you for showing me that the world is still a beautiful place. And a lot of that has to do with you guys. I will be back. And I won't cry anymore, I promise. Well, I hope not. Alrighty. The cake is done. Smells good. Alright. There's only one little piece that didn't come out right. But that's okay. And it's still hot. I know you're not supposed to cut it when it's still hot, but that's okay. I can't wait to try this. That's part of the reason you don't want to eat it when it's hot. It falls apart. That's okay. That's all right. Okay. So let's see how this inside-outside cake tastes. Very, very moist. I can tell that already. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Marsha, you've created a monster. Oh my gosh. You guys, even for a cake, and I love putting frosting on my cake, but that is wonderful. So anyways, I'm sure Tom's going to like it tonight too. All right, so I want to tell you guys thank you for being here. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing. And I love you guys, each and every one of you.